You better break out them noodles and beans and rice and toast. I got food in the refrigerator. And as much as I wanted to order breakfast this morning, I didn't order breakfast this morning. I kept my ass. I'm hungry. But bitch, I ain't that hungry. I ain't that hungry. I'm hungry, but I ain't that hungry. I hate when I don't have any color. I cannot wait for the goddamn summer to come back out because, bitch, I need color. There we go. That gives me a little bit more color. Good morning in YouTube land. Good morning, everybody. Thank you for the hearts. We about to get this shit popping. It's a lot of information. I'm going to go for, we doing 2 days of information. Now, I know the information changes, so we're going to go with the flow of it. We're going to do Wednesday and then Thursday, okay? Because some of Wednesday don't have some of Thursday shit. And some of Thursday, you know, got some of Wednesday shit. So, we're going to start on the 26th. We're going through all news, okay? All the bullshit. All the bullshit. All right? What are you talking about fraud? Who's doing fraud? What fraud are we talking about? Morning. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Y'all, I did my first influencer event yesterday, and I realized I don't belong there. Hey, Empress. I realized, good morning, Tiff. Good morning, Jocelyn. Good morning, Dad. Good morning, you too. I realized I don't belong there. I felt so fucking out of place. These people were professionals. Like, they had the little mini cameras, they had their stands, they had their lights, like they was walking around in YSL and Gucci, and I'm just sitting there like, bitch, you got on fucking Fashion Nova and and Shein. Bitch, I was in the corner. I knew about 3 people by their TikToks. And I was watching around. I was like, these are all beauty influencers and lifestyle influencers. And I'm just like, I don't fucking belong here. I do news and gossip and tea. What's up, Harsh? Like, I don't belong in these fucking rooms. And I felt so out of place. Like, bitch, this your first influencer event, and you ain't influencing shit in here. Somebody get she out of here, because she keeps saying fraud. Your mama was a fraud when she didn't spit your ass out. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be good. I'm trying to be. Thank you. Yeah, it's my niche, but I realized that's not the kind of room I belonged in, because I didn't fit in. And plus I have social anxiety. So as soon as I walked in that hole and I saw all those people, I walked back out. I had to take a fucking breather. I was like, oh, this shit is real. Like, these people are real people. These are real people. They just not on the damn, they not on the phone no more. I turned back around and I went in and I got a drink and I looked at some of the stuff. It was at the Trap Museum in Atlanta. You know, it was different. And it just made me realize there are some places I don't belong. But it also made me see a lot of people and how they move and how they network. And I realized a lot of those people are about brands. And they get brand deals. And they have those kind of situations. I don't get brand deals. I don't do collabs. You know, everything I do is just based off me and my mouth. And I realize a lot of them, for them to get what they need financially from TikTok and stuff, they got to do a lot more than I do. I don't have to do all that. I make my money and I still inform. I make my money and I still inform. And it was different. But I just realized I'd rather be in a place where I'm getting education and it's like-minded people with me around. I'm never going to fit in with girls who are doing lifestyle. I haven't tapped into that, you know. So it's just like makeup, hair, all of that. It wasn't for me. Drop some names. Who did I see? Nah, I ain't. Look, I'm nosy and I'm messy, but I ain't that fucking messy. And honestly, I didn't know none of them. That's how big TikTok is. I didn't know but 3 people in there. That was it. And the only reason I knew them is because 2 of them follow me and 1 I follow. Like, that's it. That's the only thing. These girls were beauty influencers, lifestyle influencers, food girlies. Like, even the guys were all up there. And it was a really young crowd too. I realized that I was old when I heard, I like the way you do it right there. And nobody was chicken heading. Nobody was chicken heading. Everybody was doing like, I was like, what the fuck are y'all doing? That is not the chicken head. I realized I was old because I actually knew the damn dance. And I was like, that's not how it's supposed to go. I called my man. I said, babe, can you come get me? I stayed long enough. And he the one that made me go. Mr. Big is the one that made me go to this shit. He's like, no, you need to go. You belong in that room. I was like, man, he's like, you can't leave until he dropped me off and was like, you cannot leave. You got to stay at least an hour and a half. He said, your ass got to stay at least an hour and a half. I was so mad at him. I was like, you don't take me to go get some food. But they did have an open bar and they had food. But I don't like eating in front of people, especially with these braces. I don't like eating in front of people. But okay. But it was fun. And if I get invited again, it depends on the situation if I'll accept. But okay, let's go. So a CEO has resigned following a controversial gesture. He threw up the Nazi sign at a convention. At a convention, he did that at a convention. So the CEO of an Idaho construction company was forced to step down after he was caught on camera giving what appeared to be the Nazi salute, which he claimed was done out of parody during the company event. It's getting real out here in Idaho. It's getting real out here. People are really using that sign. They really using that sign like real shit. And they're doing it. I've seen parents on TikTok doing it with their children. And I'm going to tell you right now, I'm not for any type of hate. I don't really F with the Jewish community, especially the ones who are Zionists. I don't mess with them because of what's going on with Palestine. But I don't feel like they deserve that either. A fine line to walk. So he had to resign from that shit. And I understand that. Yeah. Dozens of federal workers were fired. Yes, on Tuesday morning, they were fired. And they actually went in and they did a staged in. They did a sit-in at Capitol Hill. You fire me, I'm going to sit my ass right on this floor. I came to the USAID. They love what they're working, but a lot of federal workers are being laid off. More of them are still being laid off. So they staged a protest. I don't know what it's going to do, but at least they're using their brains and using their mouth. This is insane. There are over 100 people from across the intelligent community that contributed and participated in what is really just an egregious violation of trust. Director of National Intelligence, Tulsi, said that in an interview with Fox News, 100 intelligence officers were fired due to SA explicit NSA chat messages. The NSA was chatting about actual explicit things. You're in the NSA. You don't think they watching you? Over 100 of them were in this group chat. 100 of them. They were brazen in using an NSA platform intended for professional use to conduct this kind of really, really horrific behavior. The messages allegedly exchanged in the chat room were first reported by conservative activists. They're not saying how explicit they were, but it was enough for everybody to be fired. 100 people to be fired. Why are all these people trying to... Enough for everybody to be fired. Alleged behavior? Nah, baby. That wasn't alleged. They did that shit. I want to know what was in the messages. But as the NSA, you know they're not going to put that out there. They're not going to tell you exactly what it was, but they are going to say they were explicit. Now, this is for all y'all AI robot people. Good morning, cuz. This is for y'all AI robot people. An AI robot in China tried to get aggressive with a person before getting restrained. A robot tried to attack a crowd of people. And y'all want them hoes in y'all house? Y'all want them in y'all house? I'm just saying. That thing went after the crowd and was at them. No, ma'am. You had to restrain a robot? Yes. They had to restrain the robot. I'm just saying. I don't want no robot in my house. Now, this is really sad, but they moving with the administration. BP Gas, they are slashing their renewable energy investments and ramping up gas and oil. They're moving with Frumpy. They're aligning with Frumpy. So the energy giant has faced pressure from their investors who are unhappy about its profits and its price share. And U.S. President Frumpy drill comments have encouraged fossil fuel investments. So they're going to start ramping it up. If you remember in 2020, BP said it would cut the production of oil and gas by 40% by 2030. Well, that's not happening anymore. They're ramping that shit up. It's now expected to abandon that target and cut investments in renewable energy more by half. That's just going to raise everything. That's going to pollute the airs. We need to be moving away from gas if we expect this world to be healthy for the people that's coming after us. The ozone was just now healing. Like our ozone that protects us for the sun, that shit is just now healing. And now we about to go back to this shit. Yes, decreasing electric cars, decreasing renewable energy, those fans, the little things that turn and shit. Yeah, getting rid of all of that. Getting rid of all of that to go back to gas. In 2024, BP's net income fell $8.9 billion from $13.8 billion. Like, ooh, y'all still in the goddamn billions. Still in the billions, but it's not good enough. Windmills, thank you. Thanks to the wig tariffs, grocery shopping is going to become a luxury for a lot of people. He's already said he's going to increase March the 3rd is Monday. The tariffs kick in on Mexico and Canada. China is getting an increased 10% on the tariffs that are already being implemented on them. I'm telling you right now, I ain't ordering shit from overseas. But because we get majority of our food from Canada and Mexico, shopping is going to become a luxury. You're going to have to pick and choose what you can afford now. You're going to have to pick and choose what you can afford to eat. We get a lot of our fish from Canada and Mexico. We get a lot of shrimp. We get a lot of fruits and vegetables from Canada and from Mexico. We just gonna have to tighten up. Me, I've already started tightening up as much as I can. It sucks, but everybody's gonna have to budget like harder, because everything is gonna go up. Even everything is going to be increased, because all these companies that are bringing this food in from Mexico and from Canada, they're gonna have to raise the prices to get those shit here, to get it here. And then they're gonna raise the prices to get their money back from what they paid to get it in the country. So if, let's just say shrimp is $8.99 a pound, that increased tariff on it, that 25% tariff, baby, it's about to be $9 or $10 or maybe even $11 a pound now. And I'm sorry, at this point in this junction, $3 fucking hurt, because it adds up at the end of the day. It adds up at the end of the day, and you know, you're gonna be fucked. Here's some statistics with USA and Canada. USA's minimum wage is $7.25. The minimum wage in Canada is $17.30. Tax median, 22% in America, 20% in Canada. Health costs for the average America is over $4,000. Health costs in Canada is free. Unions in Canada, 30%. They're ranked number 1 in the world when it comes to medium income. We suck. We suck. This was funny. Sorry. Texas lottery commissioner resigns following a controversial $83 million win via courier service. He sent somebody to play the lotto for him so he could win. But he's the head of the commission. So, an investigation has been opened against Lieutenant Governor Dan Patrick after an $83 million ticket was sold in Austin. The jackpot was the 5th largest in history in the Lotto, Texas. The ticket was sold at Winners Corner, Texas LLC, which is considered a lottery courier. The ticket was purchased through the jackpot app. This man set up so he could win. He set it up so he can win. You going to jail. You going to jail. So earlier this week, I told y'all that Hooters is going bankrupt. Hooters is filing for bankruptcy. Hooters ain't hootering what they used to do. They not what they used to be. Well, Chicago ladies of the nightclub, they're offering all the Hooter girls jobs. So if you live in the Chicago area and you worked for Hooters, you can get you a job at the lady club. They're hiring y'all. Yes, Hooters still exists. I mean, Hooters ain't what they used to be, but they still exist. It's just not what it used to be. Hola. Y'all can go get you a job there. So let me make this very clear. A lot of people don't understand what Medicaid covers and who it takes care of. So Medicaid covers 21% of Americans. 4 out of 10 children are on Medicaid. 83 million low-income Americans are on Medicaid. 41% of births nationwide, Medicaid. 5 in 8 nursing homes, Medicaid. Cutting Medicaid by $880 billion to fund a $4.5 trillion tax cut for billionaires will blow up the deficit. And this is GOP work. This is GOP work. I know people don't think that Medicaid is real, and I've even heard the Speaker of the House, Mike said that Medicaid is a privilege, and men who are sitting on the sofa, 23-year-old men sitting on the sofa playing video games, do not deserve Medicaid. Those are not the people that's on Medicaid. Medicaid is not welfare check. It's not SNAP. It is for medical reasons. I don't think people up high really know what the fuck they be talking about. I don't think they understand what they're talking about Medicaid and Medicare as if it's like food stamps. That's how they talk about it. They talking about it as if it's food stamps. They said it's a privilege. What, Emmy? Girl, you look cute just laying there all comfortable. But yeah, that's what they're saying. They're saying it's a privilege. Jeff Bezos is changing the Washington Post. The opinion section is no longer an opinion section. It's deemed what he deems appropriate. If it goes against anything that he has going on business-wise, you can't report on it. So you can't report on Frumpy. You can no longer report on Frumpy. You can no longer report on the GOP or Republicans or anything that will go against Frumpy's administration. Basically, your opinion is not... Nobody can have an opinion at the Washington Post. You're going to either post what he wants or you're going to have to leave. And that's never what the Washington Post was supposed to be about. Freedom of speech. There's no more freedom of speech. It's censorship. It is censorship. A lot of writers are leaving. It's oligarchy media. A lot of them are leaving. They just need to start their own shit. They need to start their own shit. Really. This is sad. The first measles reported in West Texas outbreak has had its first death, unaliving. A child who was not vaccinated lost their life. A child who was not vaccinated lost their life. I know a lot of right-wing people don't like the word vaccination and they don't want their children to be vaccinated and, things like that. Well, this is the outcome. The measles has spread to like over 100 and something plus cases. Now it's in LAX. Somebody came from wherever and they spreaded it in LAX airport, and it's in Jersey now. So please make sure your children are vaccinated. And Kentucky, goddamn, it is spreading fast. Fast as hell. Make sure your children are vaccinated. I know that's a hard thing for some of y'all, but do it. Do it. Sorry, y'all. It's in Kansas City. Yeah, y'all need to just don't touch nobody. Don't touch nobody. Don't just don't touch nobody. So Congresswoman Peterson flew in with her newborn to vote on the House budget after Speaker Johnson denied her request to vote remotely. She had to bring her newborn child to vote. That baby ain't supposed to be nowhere near the outside or people. It's in Georgia. So that's how far y'all. I keep saying MAGA say they love kids and it's about protecting the babies, but it's about protecting women. But you made a woman who could have voted remotely bring her newborn child to the House of Representatives because you would not let her vote remotely. This is real life. The U.S. credit debt has hit a record high. 1.2 trillion is due to high interest rates and inflation and increased cost of living. We are so fucking broke. We are so fucking broke. We are so fucking broke. It's not even a joke. And I'm going to make this very clear. Anyone who thought that Frumpy was going to allow Americans to keep their pew-pews is very naive. What's funny is they're going to disarm MAGA is going to be the easiest part. They're going to make pew-pew ownership only for certain people. Only for certain people. If you are not a Frumpy supporter, they're going to deem you unfit. Unfit to carry. It is going to get to that point. Elania fucked up really bad. There's not enough air traffic control people for the airways. There's not enough air traffic control people for these planes. And now he's asking people to come back to work. He's asking people that he fired as soon as they got in there. You fired all these air traffic control people, and now you asking for them to come back? He also admitted that he's the one that cut the funding for the Ebola virus. And he made a mistake. Because y'all went in and just started slashing shit. Now y'all begging people to come back. You're begging people to come back. I'm sorry, Oklahoma. 600 federal employees in Oklahoma lost their jobs at Tinker Air Force Base. 600. You want to know who they voted for? 99% of them voted. The 99% of them voted for Frumpy. Y'all, 99% of that state voted for Frumpy. And now y'all losing y'all jobs. Now y'all losing y'all jobs. Frumpy said, news reporter asked, can you guarantee Medicare and Medicaid, Social Security will not be touched? He said, we are not going to touch it. We're going to look for fraud. We're not going to touch it, but we're going to look for fraud. That man is going to touch it. He going to touch every part of it. Yesterday, federal agencies were getting laid off at large scales. He was firing people at mass. The Trump administration is directing federal agencies to prepare for mass layoffs of their workers, according to the head of the White House Budget Office and the Office of Personnel Management. Budget Director Russell Vought, who is the head of Project 2025, sent the email out, a memo to the heads of the departments and agencies that they will have to submit a first phase of plans of recognition by March 13. It shall focus on initial cuts and reductions. Y'all gonna end up calling all these people back because y'all ain't gonna have enough people to run the government. And I know that's Frumpy's plan is to and Project 2025 is minimize government interference. Government interference is basically what they want to do. They want to get rid of government interference. So Frumpy and Project 2025, these white Christian nationalists can do whatever they want. They can do whatever they want with the government. They've already started initiating a plan to get rid of transgender people that are in the armed services. They have to leave. They are being discharged. They are discharging transgender people from the armed service, people who have voluntarily given their service to this country. Voluntarily said, hey, I want to fight and I want to protect my country. Yeah. But hey, we're not living in an oligarchy and no dictatorship. You know, it is what it is. Farmers sue the USDA after agency deletes climate change data. Because you don't need climate change. Because the farmers don't need to know what the hell is going on so they can produce crops for us. And that's another thing. If farmers cannot produce crops for us, we're going to have to get more of our food from Mexico and Canada. So that means the price is going to increase even more because we're not going to be able to get our food from here. Why? Because there's a shortage in workers for farmers. Farmers can't afford to keep their land because they lost their grant money. And now they don't have any way of tracking what the climate is going to look like and how to maneuver and grow. Everybody can't grow their own food. I live in an apartment complex. I can't grow everything I need. Stop asking me for the goddamn source. Go look it up yourself. I'm not talking to y'all. I'm talking about YouTube. Like, everybody can't grow their own food. Everybody doesn't have a house. Flower pots are not going to be, like, there's certain type of soil. There's certain type of places that only certain type of shit can grow in. Everybody ain't able. President Trump imposes 25% tariffs on the EU. Oh, shit. So the European Union they're going on the tariffs now. The tariffs primarily targeting automotive sector and expected to have major economic implications on both sides of the Atlantic. Frumpy has long criticized the EU and what he calls a one-sided trade policy, and now it's taking action. Meanwhile, decisions on potential tariffs for Canada and Mexico have been delayed until April 2nd. Well, that changed because now it's March. I'm reading up on the news. I'm going from the 26th to the 27th. We're going to be broke. We gonna be broke, y'all. I wish I was on food stamps. God damn it, I wish I was on food stamps. I don't qualify for them hoes. Now, I don't know why nobody wasn't talking about this. A massive outage in Chile left 19 million people without electricity. The outage left 98.5% of the population without power and caused street lights stop working, led to chaos in the roads, lack of trains, left people stranded, scrambling for transportation. Damn, how the fuck? Chile, massive outage. Like, that ain't even, if we had a massive outage, I don't know what the fuck we would do. We can only go without power for a certain amount of time. That's it. A certain amount of time we can go without power. Another American airline issue. American Airlines flight approaching Reagan National had to abort its landing on Tuesday to avoid another aircraft avoiding. They barely missed. They barely missed each other. Barely. And that is because we don't have enough air traffic controllers controlling everything anymore. With recent crashes in Philly, Alaska, Toronto, concerns of air travel safety is continuing to grow. And it's nobody's fault but the current administration that's in there right now. We ain't never seen this shit happen. This shit ain't happened since 2018. Never. Fox News is up to its old tricks. They're reporting the Russia-Ukraine war as Russia is being invaded by Ukraine. I don't get that. I don't know why y'all trying to change the narrative. Russia is bigger than Ukraine. Russia is the bully. Okay? Ukraine cannot invade Russia. It can't. It just can't, y'all. Get over it. That's just life. I know y'all want to, make it seem like it's not. No matter what you do, it's not, okay? Something that did make me happy, during the cabinet meeting, Frumpy fell asleep. He was asleep most of the time when he wasn't talking, he was passed out of his chair. So now y'all saying Sleepy Joe, Sleepy Trump. He was asleep. Elania did most of the talking during the cabinet meeting. During the cabinet meeting, he did most of the talking. Okay? That man was asleep at the table. On top of that, Tesla sales across the world are tanking. Tesla is going under. Bye-bye. Everybody's either returning their cyber trucks or they just not buying them anymore. It's going down. And I'm okay with that. He needs to tank somewhere. Like, honestly, he needs to tank somewhere. And I'm going to make something very clear. Democrats did not vote no against no taxes on tips, no taxes on overtime, and no taxes on Social Security. You want to know why they didn't vote no? Because it wasn't in the budget. It wasn't even in the bill. It wasn't in the tax plan. It's not in there. It's not in there. Frumpy lied to y'all. He lied, okay? He lied to y'all. They can't vote no against something that's not in the budget. It's not even in the plan. So y'all up there spreading these lies like, oh, the Democrats voted no against Social Security taxes. And it's not even a part of the goddamn tax plan. Y'all just be talking. It had nothing in there. But the plan does have, they want to cut SNAP by $230 billion. 1 in 5 kids will go hungry in the U.S. and 1 in 5 kids do rely on SNAP. They want to cut Medicaid by $880 billion. That's 35.5% of children in the U.S. that have Medicaid and health insurance that no longer will have that. Giving $1.1 trillion to the top 1%. But hey, y'all talking about that's not in the budget. That's not in MAGA's budget plan. They're not worried about taxes on tips. They're not worried about taxes on overtime. They don't give a shit about taxes on Social Security. They trying to get rid of that shit too. They said Social Security is a fucking luxury. I pay into Social Security and I may not even have Social Security when I get older. I may not ever be able to retire. And neither will y'all. And I'm not talking about y'all. I'm talking about YouTube. Because a lot of frumpies are on YouTube. A lot of frumpies are in YouTube land. Ugh. Make me tired. Here's another thing that's about to cause a problem. Investors in farm equipment maker John Deere are rejecting any anti-DEI resolutions. So they're continuing. John Deere investors voted overwhelmingly against a resolution aimed at its DEI efforts, continuing a pattern of shareholder for anti-DEI measures despite Republican political pressure. So John Deere is still fucking with us. They know who's working those farmlands. They know who's pushing the money. They know who's going to purchase their shit. It is what it is. Hey, I just, shout out to President Biden. He sent a message on Black History Month. He says, as Black History Month comes to an end, we continue to celebrate the incredible contributions of Black Americans to our country. Black history is American history. Black culture is American culture. I mean, it's true. It is what it is. Eric Adams asks, New York Mayor Eric Adams compares himself to Jesus. New York Mayor Eric Adams compares himself to Jesus on the cross. On the cross. Because because of the backlash he received. All these Negroes who are asking me to step down, God forgive them. Boy, you sold your soul. You sold your soul, and you expect us to pat you on your back? I wish that everybody that tried to compare themselves to Christ actually go through what Jesus went through. Nail their asses to the cross. Let them hang there while people throw stuff at them. Make him carry the cross up that hill. Then I want you to get off that cross, get buried in a tomb, and stay there for 3 days. And let's see if you rise. I'm just saying. If you want to compare yourself to Christ, you need to walk Christ's path. If you come out of that tomb and you awaken, I'll give you that. But ain't none of y'all gonna do that shit. It is very ignorant to compare yourself to God in any way, form, or fashion. Donnie has something going on with him. Donnie, 78, spotted with large mystery bruise on his hand during high-profile meeting, and they tried to cover it up with makeup, but it looks like a very bruised spot. It don't look good. And if his health is deteriorating, we're gonna be stuck with JD Vance. Shit. I'm just like, God damn it. Boo, tomato, tomato. We still gonna be stuck with somebody we don't fucking want. Damn it, Gina. Really? Really? For all the people in the LGBTQIA community, and I am a part of it, okay? 9 lawmakers in 9 states proposed measures threatening same-sex marriage rights. The right to marry. 5 of the measures, including one introduced on Tuesday in Michigan, urge the Supreme Court to overturn the 2015 landmark ruling of Obergefell versus Hodges, which granted same-sex couples nationwide right to marry. Similar marriage measures explicitly seeking to reverse the Obergefell decision have been introduced in Idaho, Montana, North Dakota, and South Dakota. We knew that was coming. If you didn't notice that shit coming, that's part of Project 2025. That's part of getting rid of transgenders. That's part of making gender identity male, female only. Of course they're going to go after your rights to be married. Hi, Maria. Of course they're going to do that. It's going to come. It's on the docket. Lawmakers in at least 4 additional states, Missouri, Oklahoma, Texas, and Tennessee, introduced bills that do not refer to the Obergefell, but they would, if they are signed into law, create a category for marriage called convenient marriage. No, I'm sorry, covenant marriage. That would only be for man and woman. One man, one woman. Covenant marriage. That sounds like some fucking Handmaid's Tale shit. That sounds like some fucking Handmaid's Tale shit. I'm sorry, it do sound like Handmaid's Tale shit. It don't sound like covenant marriage, one man, one woman. That sounds like some Handmaid's Tale shit. I'm sorry, I don't care. FDA approves Google Pixel Watch 3 loss of pulse detection. Oh, that's good. A potential lifesaver. So the watch, the Google Watch, it will detect if your pulse is going low or not. I fuck with that. Google has officially received the FDA clearance for the Pixel Watch 3, loss of pulse detection feature, paving the way for its rollout in the U.S. at the end of March. I'm going to be getting one. Because I want to track my pulse. Sometimes my shit, I had an anxiety attack this morning. I could not function. I had to step away from my computer. I had to go sit on the floor in my bathroom. My pulse was rising. So, yeah. This critical health feature is designed to detect when a user's lost their pulse due to emergencies like a heart attack or OD. And it also helps when your pulse is going higher, like you're having an anxiety attack or those type of things. If no response is reviewed at a prompt, the watch will automatically contact emergency services. It will contact emergency services for you. So this is great. I think this is a great thing, especially for the elderly, especially with people who have certain issues. I think wearing that watch could potentially save your life. So go off Google. This is, Houston, Atlanta, Jacksonville are ranked the top 3 cities with the most people in financial distress. Whoa. Well, I'm in Atlanta, so I get that. We are struggling with financial distress. Target has set a collaboration with Champion. We still not fucking buying that shit. I love Champion. If you grew up in the 90s, Champion was the shit. But no, we not fucking with it. Sorry, Target. I want us to bankrupt Target. I want Target to go bankrupt. I want them to file chapter bankruptcy. I want them to need a bailout. That's how much I want Target to fail. Because once Target goes under, everybody else is going to shit bricks. Walmart going to be like, shit, wait. We change our mind. If we hit Target as hard as we can, it's going to be some shit. And I'm with it. The Trump administration creates a registry for undocumented migrants. They've created a registry for undocumented migrants. And the database is a national database, and it's mandatory. A mandatory national database. So do not any circumstances register for that shit. Don't do it, y'all. Don't put your information out there. If you know you are not documented, don't put your information out there. That is some crazy shit. It's like a catch and release kind of thing. Floyd Mayweather said that Trumpy was the best president he ever had. I want y'all to keep in mind, Floyd Mayweather is a 1%er. He also, we don't know if he can read or not still. Okay? Floyd Mayweather, like I told y'all, when certain black people get money, they're no longer black. They don't identify as black. They don't know what it means to be black. Okay? He's one of them. He's one of them. Okay? That's just how it is. Paramount has rolled back their DEI. And I want to make sure y'all understand this for black people. Paramount has rolled back their DEI. That DEI consists of BET. How you gonna roll back on black entertainment television? How you gonna get rid of DEI at a black entertainment television? I quit. Cancel your Paramount subscriptions now. Cancel them. Cancel your Paramount subscriptions now. You don't need them. I'm sorry. They rolling back BET DEI initiatives. What the fuck is that? What the fuck is that? BET is black entertainment television. Frumpy got what he wanted. The Tate brothers, the Tate brothers are coming to America. Romania caved. Controversial social media influencer Andrew Tate and his brother Tristan have left Romania. The pair are believed to be departed by a private jet bound to the U.S. shortly after 3 a.m. The brothers were arrested in Romania 3 years ago and faced a trial on allegations of grape trafficking, minors, and money laundering, which they all deny. They have been banned from leaving the country while they await the outcome of the trial in Romania. However, it appears those travel restrictions have been lifted. The Romanian Prime Minister had previously denied being pressured by the U.S. government to allow the brothers, who dual UK-US nationality, to travel. In the UK, the brothers are wanted by police over separate related charges of grape and human trafficking, which they also deny. The extradition to the UK will be dealt with once Romania finishes their case. Ron DeSantis has banned them from Florida. They can't come to Florida. Ron DeSantis, he banned them from Florida. They are not allowed to enter Florida. I wonder what other states are going to do that. But yeah, that's what Frumpy is doing with his power. Bringing back grapist. It's great use of power. They're already in Florida. They were banned from Florida. Ron DeSantis banned them yesterday. Okay, so y'all know about the Epstein logs, right? U.S. Attorney Pam Bodie says the Jeffrey Epstein files will be released. You know who she released them to? You know who she gave first look to? MAGA influencers. MAGA influencers got the first books on the Epstein logs. That don't even make sense. Aren't this supposed to be dropped to everybody? Why would you give them to MAGA influencers? Like, that's the dumbest shit. But that's MAGA for you. Because you know they're not going to tell the truth. And you know a lot of shit is redacted. And you know Frumpy name was all in that hoe. I guarantee you Frumpy name ain't in that bitch now. I guarantee you his name is gone now. I guarantee you it's not in there right now. As we're speaking, it's not there. Las Vegas Metro Police Department receives the largest fleet of Cybertrucks in the U.S. via anonymous donor. Y'all know Elania gave them those trucks. Y'all know Elania gave them those trucks. I'm just saying. An anonymous donor gonna donate a fleet of Cybertrucks? Who got that type of money? I'll wait. Who got that type of money? Nobody. Now I know a lot of y'all about to be pissed about this, especially if y'all don't like people that look like me. We should prepare for the first black pope. We may be getting our first black pope. It says the Vatican City, Cardinal Robert Sarah, 79, from Guinea, is in the spotlight as a top pick to replace Pope Francis, 88, who's been hospitalized with double pneumonia since February 2025. Born June 15, 1945, in a remote village, Sarah grew up poor under his mom. Hey, I'm with it. And I want to make this very clear. I'm Catholic. I was raised Catholic, okay? I was raised Catholic. I did my Holy Communion. I went to church. I got prayed. Okay. Catholicism is not Christianity. I want to make that very clear. Catholicism is not Christianity. So all you YT Christians who are going to be pissed off if this man becomes Pope, this is not your religion. It is not your religion. Okay? Catholicism is not Christianity. It is not the same. This is not your religion. Okay? It does not belong to you. Y'all created that shit a long time ago, and it wasn't Catholicism. Okay? But it's not, Omega. I know you want to say it is. It's not Christianity. Catholicism is not Christianity. Some say it's a masculine cult with a wild past. Okay? It's just not. Y'all don't have priests. Y'all don't have nuns. Y'all don't pray to Mary. We do. Hail Mary, full of grace, the Lord is with thee. Blessed on down on women, blessed fruit down on Jesus. Y'all don't do that. Y'all don't have rosary beads. Y'all way of doing things is different. And there's nothing wrong with that, but it's not the same. So when y'all get mad, and I pray to God this happens. I pray that we get a black pope, because I want to see y'all outrage on a religion that doesn't belong to y'all. I want to see the outrage of the religion that doesn't belong to y'all. Holy Mary, Mother God, pray for our sins now and down for our death. Amen. Okay, I want to see y'all crash out. It's going to be hilarious. I want to see y'all crash out at a religion that doesn't belong to you and you're not a part of. Okay, I was raised Catholic. I was also raised Pentecostal on my dad's side. I am spiritual. I come from two different sides of the spectrum, baby. I have become spiritual, but I do not neglect my roots of what I was brought up on. So, let's get that together. Good news for Democrats. Sean Faircloth wins special election for Maine. Congrats to him. We got a seat in the House. Midterms are coming in 2 years, and a lot of houses, a lot of seats are going to be up for running. And millennials, I'm saying this to y'all right now. If you ain't got no job, run for an office. Find one of these small cities that's struggling and run for office. Get your ass in a seat. We need more millennials in the House. We need more millennials in the Senate. We need our asses to start taking the fuck over. If you ain't got no job right now, there are grants out there. There are people that will help you run for office. I can't run for office because my mouth is way too slick. I'm on Jasmine Crockett time, but a little bit on 10. I will cuss everybody out on the floor. I cannot run. But y'all can. Y'all can. Find a small town and they people up there ain't doing shit for them. Run for that town. Run. Start taking up these seats. We need to start taking these seats over. The boomers are dying out. We need to start taking these seats like these Republicans are. They putting their asses, they starting at the bottom, at these small towns. They're starting at the bottom. We need to start starting at the bottom. Run for something. Start at the bottom and start taking these hoes out left and right. Millennials need to start taking over the government. And I don't mean, Eric, I don't mean J.D. Vance millennials. I'm talking about AOC, Jasmine Crockett millennials. That's what I'm talking about. Y'all need to start fucking running. I can't run. My mouth is too slick. And somebody may get their feelings hurt. And my past is sketchy as hell, okay? I got a pass, okay? They be digging that shit up and be like, yeah, I did it. So, what's next? What y'all got? Shame me, okay? I would not give two fucks, okay? But that's what y'all need. Y'all need to start running for these offices. Start running for these offices. Get these old asses out these goddamn rooms because they are not making waves. They not doing what they supposed to be doing. They are not moving the way they're supposed to be moving. We need to start taking over these seats. Start running. Hell, AOC was a bartender, I think, before she ran for office. Y'all can do this shit. Gen X, you want to run? Run. Oust these old ass people. Start making a movement. Millennials, Gen X, we need to be the ones controlling the House and the Senate. Not these old ass people that are like 70 and 80 years old, barely can stand up, passing out of the goddamn podium, having heart attacks and strokes while they trying to talk. We don't need them in office anymore. And when y'all hoes get in there, make an age cap. Once you hit 65, your time is up. Nobody should be able to run for president at the age of 80 something. I love you, Biden, but I'm just being real. At 70 should be the cutoff age for president. At 70 years old, that's it. I'm just saying. That's my opinion. You don't like it? I don't give a fuck. It is what it is. I'm just saying. Frumpy got to win. Frumpy got to win. Chief Justice John Roberts pauses order on Frumpy's admin to pay $2 billion in foreign aid by midnight. So that was yesterday. Chief Justice John Roberts on Wednesday paused the court-imposed midnight deadline that would have required Frumpy administration to spend $2 billion in frozen foreign aid. They froze that shit. It's still there. They froze the money. It's still there. Of foreign aid, a goal that the government has claimed they're unable to meet. How are you unable to meet it? You froze it. It's still there. It's frozen. What's not clicking, Carol? What's not clicking? It's still fucking there. The money is still there. The emergency appeal marks the first time President Frumpy's efforts to drastically remake the government, including with deep cuts across government agencies, have reached the nation's highest court. The case appears likely to put the justices on a collision course with Frumpy's sweeping efforts to consolidate power within the executive branch. That's all he's trying to do. Trying to make sure that he has all the movements. Hell, Ply said he wants to run for office. Ply said, I want to run for president just so I can do this shit how I want to do it. That's what they doing. Ain't nobody saying shit to them about it. We need to start running. You don't need to be qualified. Ply said it. He said you don't even need to be qualified to run for office. Run for office, y'all. You don't need to be qualified, just run. Texas sues NCAA demanding gender tests to keep trans athletes out of women's sports. So you want to examine every female to make sure they're not trans before they play? That's just some bullshit. That is bullshit, but this is what it is. That's what it is. That's what it is. Mel Gibson is coming out with a Passion of Christ too. We don't need another white man depicting Jesus Christ. He wasn't white. God was not white. The God y'all worship in that picture is actually a gay man. His lover painted him. Okay? That's not what God looked like. And he damn sure didn't look like Mel Gibson. Okay? I'm sorry that y'all like to depict him as a man, a white man with blue eyes and blonde and brown hair, but his hair was like wool. His feet, the color of brass, dirt. He was not white. He can't be white in Africa. It's impossible. Y'all can't survive in that heat. Y'all came from the Caucasus in the winter, in the cold. I'm sorry. The man wasn't white. Palestinian, that's where they're at. That's where he's from. The area where Palestinians live right now, that's where he's from. That is his home. Y'all be tripping. We don't need another white man trying to be a Passion of Christ. Now, it is what it is, but we got more Doge lies, because why not? From yesterday's batch of uploads, 146 million of savings of cleaning up contracts that ended between 10 and 20 years ago. So Doge said they found $146 million of fraud. It wasn't. That was from 20 years ago. They ain't finding shit. They're not finding any fraud whatsoever. They're not finding any fraud whatsoever. They're struggling to find fraud, so they're going back 10 to 20 years. 10 to 20 years, y'all. It ain't even... Hey. But that's who y'all following. That's who y'all following. Now we on yesterday's news. We're on yesterday. We finished the 26th. Now we're on yesterday's news. Europe armies versus Russia. Who's got the most of what? So Chancellor-elect Friedrich Merz of Germany had the courage to say out loud that what many European leaders are surely thinking as U.S. President Donald Trump threatens to abrogate America's obligation to NATO. Lord Jesus. This man is saying this shit out loud. Potentially shattering a 76-year-old alliance. So the EU is like trying to make sure that they are ready for war, basically. Do they have the resources to go to war with the U.S. and Russia? Ooh, the Western nations are actually have quite a lot of troops. French President Emmanuel Macron echoed Merz's sentiment during the official visit to Washington, D.C. the day after the German election. Europe should pressure strategic autonomy. Y'all, if the EU is talking about going against, yeah, Ukraine will join NATO and we will leave. And I don't give a fuck what you say, that's not good. We're in bed with Russia. Like, we're in bed with Russia and Israel. The fuck? How did we get here? How did we get here? Now, this is something, good news. It's not from our country, but it's, you know, Canada announces eligibility for new home care worker immigration pilots ahead March 31st. So Canada has officially announced eligibility requirements for its new home care worker immigration pilots. The program aims to provide streamlined pathway to permanent residency for home care workers while addressing the country's growing need for caregivers. So if you're a caregiver in America, this is for you. If you're a caregiver in America, this is for you. The latest update follows government earlier announcing that in January 2025, where immigration, refugees, and citizens of Canada revealed plans to replace the home child care provider pilot and home support care worker pilot with a new system designed to make it easier for qualified caregivers to secure PR and find work in a wide range of places. Language requirements, English or French. Education, at least a high school diploma or equivalent foreign credential. Work experience, either 6 months of recent relevant work experience or completion of home care training credential. Full-time job offer for home care sector outside of Quebec. This may be good for people trying to get the fuck out of here. This may be good for y'all. That may be a place. I mean, I said that earlier this week, that Canada's shortage for the need of people to work their jobs is getting harder. I said, open that shit up to Americans. We'll come. We will leave real fucking quick. Real quick. So this is what they have. This is what they say about food stamps. If you can pay $175 to get your nails done and buy $250 sneakers, then my tax dollars shouldn't pay for your food stamps. They really are talking about us, even though we are not the top receivers of food stamps. We are not the top receiver of food stamps. White people are. White people are the top receivers of food stamps. And they talking about sneakers and getting your nails done. So that means y'all can't go to Cracker Barrel, get your Taylor Swift concerts, get your Caitlin Clark jerseys, get that white horse y'all use to sniff. Y'all can't do none of that then. Because my tax dollars don't pay for that. Katy Perry and fucking Gayle King are going in space. That's just the stupidest shit I've ever heard. But hey, it is what it is. Porsche and Audi reportedly plan to build their cars in the U.S. to avoid tariffs. So they're bringing Porsche and Audi here. I'm going to tell you something right now. This is why they don't want y'all educated, because they need y'all to work in these goddamn factories. This is why they want their kids to be uneducated, because they need them to work in these factories that are bringing and coming back. Remember, boomers are dying out. Millennials are up next. We're up next. Robert F. Kennedy falsely claims measles outbreaks happens every year as Texas reports the measles case, the first unaliving of the measles case since 2015. I'm going to tell you right now, measles don't happen every year. It don't happen every year, y'all. This is serious. This outbreak is no joke. No joke. Oh, well, Gen X too. This man, they put a conspiracy theorist over the health of every American. They put a conspiracy theorist over the health of every American. Yep. And you know who's going to get hit first? All y'all non-vaccinated people that says, I'm not vaccinating my children. That's satanic. Y'all the ones that's going to be hit first. With everything that comes out, y'all the ones that's going to be hit first. I'm just being real. Y'all going to go first. Your children are going to go first. Sad to say, you're going to put your child's life in danger for your beliefs. You're going to put your child's life in danger for your beliefs. And when something happens to your child, you will have nobody to blame but yourself and your ignorancy. And you're not being educated on what those vaccinations actually do to your body. Black folks, make sure your children are vaccinated. Make sure their stuff is up to keep and up to par. Just making that clear. Hamas has handed over what it says is all the bodies of 4 Israel hostages from Gaza. In exchange, hundreds of Palestinian prisoners have been brought back. Okay? Hundreds of Palestinians have been released from jail. Israel is testing the DNA samples to confirm that the remains of four Hamas hostages are actually them. Early on Thursday, Israel began releasing more than 600 Palestinian prisoners, with dozens returning to occupied West Bank and Gaza, where they were happy. Those expected to be released include more than 400 Gazans detained by Israel forces during the war and 50 prisoners serving life sentences in jail. I'm happy to hear that. This is the final exchange of the first phase of the ceasefire deal, which is due at the end of Saturday. Let's just hope that what Frumpy said about Gaza doesn't actually happen. But I'm sorry. Y'all know what he says he means. Y'all just don't like listening to him. What he says is what he means. That whole little AI generated shit that he said, that he posted, he mean that shit. He means it. If you're going to eat at Denny's, there's going to be a surcharge on eggs. Waffle House started it. Now Denny's is doing it as well. There will be a surcharge on eggs, okay? That's just it. Sorry, not sorry. Congratulations to Aaron Parnas. He beat MSNBC in rankings. He beat MSNBC in videos, in rankings, in social media. He's the top page of information. He beat out MSNBC, Courier, The Tonight Show, News Impact, Midas Touch, The Daily Show, 10 Izzy, and Harrison. Yes, he's one of the top sources for TikTok. Congratulations, Aaron. See, I'm not a hater. Okay. So we already said Pentagon plans to remove trans service members from the U.S. military under new policy. I'm so sorry to the trans community. I'm so sorry this is happening to y'all. I'm so sorry y'all can't fight and serve y'all country like y'all plan to do. Y'all literally are sacrificing y'all lives to serve this country. And they're saying y'all are not worthy of it. I'm sorry. I hope somebody stops this shit. But we don't know. We don't know. I really hope somebody stops it. It's just stupid. It's just stupid. We got a Tennessee Congressman, John Rose, announces he's running for governor of Tennessee. Tennessee is always going to be behind. I'm going to tell you right now, if Tennessee keeps having stays a red state, y'all always going to be behind on everything. You are never going to progress. You're always going to regress. And this old ass man trying to run for governor, no. A millennial needs to get their ass up in Tennessee and start lying to Republicans, get in office, and flip the Democrat. That is how you win, okay? I need a YT millennial to flip them asses and be Republican for a good minute, run against this governor, get the seat, and flip that hoe. It happens all the time. It happens all the time. That is the strategy. Clean your social media. Clean it out. Start over. Get real MAGA. Start making crazy ass assumptions. Start making a bunch of conspiracy theories. Do it all. Get in that office and flip on that hoe. Well, you can't be black and run in Tennessee because you ain't going to win. It's got to be a white person. I'm being real with you. No black person that runs for governor of Tennessee is going to win. This is the blueprint. This is how we win. Millennials, we good at throwing shade. We good at punk faking. Okay? We good at that shit. I'm just being real. We can play the game. All y'all got to do is clean y'all social media. Start going real hard MAGA. Real hard conspiracy theories. Real hard on God bless America. Get in that goddamn office and flip that hoe. That should be the strategy. And then start making their lives better. For the sake of everybody. Frumpy says the U.S. will impose an additional 10% tariff on China starting March 4th. China will likewise be charged an additional $10 tariff. Like, God damn it. I ain't never gonna get my stuff from Shein. He already imposed a 25% tax, y'all. We already can't get our shit from over there now unless we pay an extra fee to DHL and UPS. Shit. I hope y'all got y'all wigs. I hope y'all ordered all the shit y'all need to order because, baby, we about to be broke. We about to be broke, okay? Everything about to be broke. So today, NCAA officially bans biological males from women's collegiate sports. They did it. They got the lawsuit yesterday, and then they banned it. Well, they got the lawsuit Wednesday, and Thursday, they went ahead and banned it. In landmark decision, the NCAA has officially ruled that only biological females can compete in women's collegiate sports. This move comes from an aimed heated debates of fairness, inclusivity, competitive integrity of athletes, and the lawsuit. It is. Frumpy invited by UK President King Charles has invited him to the palace. He ain't dead yet. King Charles is still alive. I'm asking for a friend. He's still alive. Like Diana ain't came and hunted his ass down yet. I mean, ugh. Y'all know what? Frumpy's housing urban development, Scott Turner, he looked like he never got a black girl in his life. He looked mad goofy. Y'all know what I'm talking about, those men that struggled. That struggled with their blackness. So all they could do was date white women. That's him. I can't show it because they won't let me show my laptop to y'all. But he says, Frumpy's security of HUD, Housing and Urban Development, Scott Turner, is scrapping Obama's affirmatively fair housing rule, claiming it will protect the suburbs. So basically keeping black folks out of the suburbs. Basically, now when we're looking at these houses in these suburbs that are predominantly white, we don't have to be looked at anymore to get it. So he scrapped it. The rule required local governments to conduct extensive demographic analysis to qualify for federal housing funds. Secretary Turner stated that eliminating the AFFH rule aims to reduce bureaucratic burdens on locals, allowing them to allocate resources more effectively and making zoning decisions at a local level, which means redlining is coming back. Redlining is coming back. Redlining is going to be in full effect. They're going to be able to redraw the lines, and redrawing the lines also means voting. So, despite this change, HUD will continue to enforce the Fair Housing Act of 1968. Yeah, you don't want to fuck with that, which prohibits housing discrimination based on race, color, religion, sex, disability, familial status, and national origin. That shit won't matter once they start redirecting the lines. It won't matter after that. Every time they let the states handle it, red states go buck wild. Every time they bring shit back to the states, red states go buck wild, and they do the most racist, sexist, misogynistic shit. Women's bodies be under attack. Children's education be under attack. Where we can eat, who can say what gender you can identify with. If you bring it back to the local level, racist red states will do everything they can to make sure there is no progression in their places. They will make sure that they regress. It's just how it is. I say this all the time. YT people who don't like anybody but them, they never meant for this country to be anything but theirs. And the fact that everybody's getting a taste of the pie pisses them off. And a black man helping to assist in that is so disappointing. So the widely anticipated Jeffrey Epstein's files, I mentioned that earlier, have been released by the Trumpy administration to a handful of right-wing influencers. But the American people must continue to wait for the bombshells like they were promised. While the documents have yet to be publicly released, conservative media influencers, including libs of TikTok, Chaya Rachek and Rogan O'Hadley, known as the DC Dranos, were given copies. The fuck? Like, that don't even make no sense. I guess the pro-Palestinians heard us, because dozens of pro-Hamas sympathizers seized control of a historic Barnard College academic building in New York City for several hours and physically assaulted a college employee. They did not. This is Fox News. Sending them to the hospital. Everybody covering their faces so they cannot be identified. There's a bunch of white kids and a bunch of Palestinians. Wasn't that many of us out there, we'd probably be arrested. Oh, here's some more news on Paramount. Paramount Global just announced their rollback on DEI policies. Here's what stands out. 2 of the 3 CEOs are gay. One of them, Cheeks, is also a biracial man. BET, Nickelodeon, Comedy Central, MTV, CBS are all under Paramount Global umbrella. So this decision will reverberate far and wide. That don't even make any sense. 2 out of 3 are gay and one's biracial and y'all rolling back DEI? I quit. It's just... It's like I'm reading this and I don't believe it, but it's there. It's there. I don't believe it, but it's there. Google cut employees across several of its units this week, including cloud, ad sales, and trust and safety. Staff inside Google have circulated an internal crowdsourced Google Doc tracking companies' job cuts, sourced from internal memos and employee testimonies. Google has been making rolling cuts inside of the company over the past few months. Employees say, though many of them have been much smaller and surgical than large cuts made in January. Google spokesperson said fewer than 200 roles were impacted across the team. But they still watching that shit. Why is Google doing that? Don't know. But this is some bullshit. The U.S. Department of Education has launched a portal to report diversity, equity, inclusion efforts at public high schools. So now they want you to dry snitch. The U.S. Department of Education under Trump administration has launched a new online portal called DEI, encouraging parents, students, and teachers of the community members to report instances of DEI efforts in public K through 12 schools, announced on February 27, 2025. The initiative aligns with President Trump's broader push to eliminate DEI programs, which his administration views as discriminatory. The portal is accessible at, I ain't telling you where it's accessible at, y'all gonna have to find that shit on your own. Allows users to submit reports of alleged race or sex-based discrimination, which the department promising to use these submissions to guide potential investigations. The announcement featured a statement from Tiffany Justice of Moms of Liberty. Moms of Liberty. I hate y'all hoes. A conservative group supporting the move. I don't know what to say. I don't know what to say. The Department of Justice spokesperson resigned, saying basic decency has come to an end. The Department of Justice highest-ranking spokesperson, Joshua Staub, submitted his resignation later today, citing a hostile and toxic work environment. In his letter obtained by NBC News, he wrote that the outcome of the 2024 presidential election didn't influence his decision. In fact, it has been an honor to serve the department under multiple administrations, both led by Republicans and Democrats, each who have previously treated the career staff with respect and dignity. It is heartbreaking to see the basic decency come to an end, he said. Simply put, I cannot continue to serve in such a hostile and toxic work environment, one where leadership at the highest levels makes it clear we are not welcomed or valued, much less trusted to do our jobs. He's been there since 2010. He's been the head of the department since 2010. He said, I remain incredibly proud of my 23 years of public service. That shit is crazy. That shit is crazy. The Federal Aviation Administration is reportedly nearing a decision to cancel its $2.4 billion contract with Verizon for critical air traffic control services, opting instead for Elon Musk's Starlink. Oh my God. Oh my God. Well, Frumpy is a part of the FAA. And Elon running the FAA now, it makes sense that he's going to get into and use Starlink. People don't even want Starlink on their Apple phone. Why would you think we want you in the FAA, the Federal Aviation Administration? What? I'm tired. Starlink is supposed to be for space. It's operated by SpaceX. SpaceX is not a public company, meaning he solely can decide on how it operates, meaning he can switch it off and on when he feels like it and name it on technical difficulties. I can't. It looks like Zelensky folded. Zelensky folded for Frumpy to get the minerals from Ukraine. They made a decision. Zelensky's either supposed to be here today or next week, early next week, to sign the agreement. I don't know what that means with Russia and Elon and Trump. I don't know what that means for Russia and Trump. But Trump announces to plan to deploy American workers to Ukraine for mineral extraction. A move, well, Donald Trump has unveiled plans to send American workers to Ukraine to assist in mineral extraction, a move designed to deter Russian aggression by securing U.S. presence in the region. Ukrainian President Zelensky will meet with Frumpy in Washington today to formalize an agreement granting U.S. access to Ukraine's valuable deposits of rare earth minerals. Zelensky expressed hope that the preliminary deal would lead to more substantial agreements though he clarified that no security guarantees, no secretary guarantees from the U.S. have been secured. Duh. Frumpy is not going to agree on anything, baby. He's not going to give you he ain't finna help you. He finna take everything he can. He gonna drain your ass dry. To emphasize that the deal would allow American taxpayers to get their money back for the aid they sent to Ukraine. Let me make sure y'all understand this. When the budgets are created for the year, money is set aside for foreign help, to help in NATO. Money set aside for countries. It's set aside already. It's already out there. Everybody gets a section. That money's already gone. Trump, Ukraine Prime Minister Denis revealed that an investment fund would be established to help reconstruct Ukraine. Additionally, Ukraine would contribute 50% of its future revenues from state-owned resources to this fund, which would focus on projects within Ukraine. Zelensky noted, too, that it's too early to talk about money, though reports suggest that the U.S. would hold the maximum stake allowed by law. He gonna bankrupt their asses. He gonna bankrupt a whole fucking country. He gonna bankrupt a whole fucking country, bruh. A whole fucking country. Democrats would have never wanted that. They would have said maybe 10% of your resource. 10%. Pay us 10% back as you go. But never 50%. Ohio State closes its DEI offices, cuts staff in response to Trump's federal mandates. So 16 positions have been fired. None of these decisions were made quickly, said President Carter, acknowledging that the campus community likely disappointed. Yeah, when y'all are using black people to play for your games, and you're using black people to play for football and to bring y'all in money, y'all recruit black players to play for your football and your basketball teams, and your baseball teams are minorities, but y'all cut that. I hope and pray that black people and minorities don't go to these colleges that have cut off their DEI. I hope y'all don't go there, because now y'all just being used, and y'all don't have nobody to go and report to if something happens to you. You have nobody to talk to. You have no type of help whatsoever. Players, y'all need to start fucking leaving these universities that cut off DEI, because you no longer matter. You are a workhorse to them. You are their workhorse. All you doing is working for them now. They're going to get money off you playing for them. You can go get your education somewhere else. You don't have to play for them. No more protections for y'all. Mexican billionaire Carlos Slim cuts ties with Elania Starlink, costing him $7 billion after controversial tweet. So Elania is getting broker by the minute. No wonder he needs $8 million a day to work for Doge. So Mexican billionaire Carlos Slim cuts ties with Elon Musk after a controversial tweet. Mexican billionaire officially severed ties with Elania and Starlink, opting to invest in his own telecommunication infrastructure rather than relying on Musk's satellite technology. Slim's company, America Movil, I don't know how to pronounce it, I'm sorry, announced a massive $22 billion investment over the next 3 years to enhance a network, signaling a major strategic shift in Latin America's telecommunication industry. The decision is expected to deliver a financial blow to Starlink, which had anticipated a profitable partnership with the region. Tensions between the two business moguls reportedly escalated after Musk shared a controversial tweet implying Slim had canceled all contributions with Starlink in Latin America, causing Musk to lose $7 billion. Well, you lost it. You lost it. Good. Congratulations. Bankrupt his ass. Make him poor. I mean, he not going to be poor, but, make him hurt a little bit. I'm with that shit. Make his ass hurt a little bit. FBI foils mass casualty school attack planned by 2 Texan teenagers. Is this the same one? Oh, yeah. I read that before. This is a good one. Judge blocks Trump's administration push for mass federal employee firings. So that's a good thing. A federal judge in California has temporarily blocked the Trump administration's efforts to carry out mass firings of federal employees, ruling the government overstepped its authority. Agreed. You overstepped your fucking boundaries. You're an executive. You're not judiciary, and you're not legislative. The U.S. District Judge William Alsop, based in San Francisco, issued the ruling on Thursday after reviewing a lawsuit filed by multiple unions and nonprofit organizations. At the center of the case was a mass directive. At the center of the case was a directive from the U.S. Office of Personnel Management (OPM), which called for termination of thousands of recently hired federal workers, including 5,400 employees of the Department of Defense. The Department of Defense. You mean the shit that protect us? The shit that protect us? I'm sorry. I don't know how the boycott is going. I'm gonna find out tomorrow. This Negro trying to bankrupt. It's not clicking, Carol. Alsop ruled OPM does not have the power to mandate such firings, especially on probationary employees, workers who have typically been in their roles for at least a year. He ordered OPM to rescind both January 20th memo and February 14th email that had instructed agencies to identify probationary employees for termination. However, because the Department of Defense and other agencies were not named as defendants in the lawsuit, Alsop said he could not directly stop them from carrying out terminations. Still, he cautioned that mass layoffs could severely impact national parks, scientific research, services for veterans, stating probationary employees are the lifeblood of our government. They come in on the low level and they work their way up. That's how we renew ourselves. Agreed. That man is playing. So a company called Manna Nutrition, they make special peanut-based paste for severely malnourished children around the globe. They're based in Georgia. Was one of the many USAID funded organizations whose contracts have been terminated this week. That's fucked up. That's vitamins. That helps children live. They giving tax breaks to people, but they won't. I keep hearing the right say save our children, and MAGA loves kids, and we're trying to protect babies, but y'all willing to let children die all over the country. I mean, all over the world. Hell, even in our country. Like, y'all willing to let kids die for what? For a 1% tax break? I'm sorry. I have had, my mental has just been really bad this week reading all this stuff. I had an anxiety attack earlier before I came on live. I suffer from ADHD, so like it is hard not to feel the strain of what's going on. It is really hard. It is really hard to read the shit that's going on and how much white MAGA hates everybody. How much they're willing to sacrifice for the 1% to get richer. It hurts watching this shit. Watching children be deprived of just paste, so they can survive. Like, how do y'all sleep at night? Cutting SNAP from kids that need to eat, trying to say that lunch is a privilege. Lunch at school is a privilege. This is why I could never run for office, because I would have so many strikes on me just because my mouth. But this shit right here, like, y'all willing to let children die around the world for the sake of the 1%. Y'all willing to let kids die around the world for the sake of the 1%. Y'all willing to let y'all children go hungry without having food for lunch for the sake of the 1%. Y'all willing for your children not to have food stamps for the sake of the 1%. Your children won't have health care for the sake of the 1%. Like, how cruel can y'all be? I'm really like, first it was mothers, children. Y'all don't really care about anybody. It's very hard for me to look at y'all as human beings. It is really hard for me to look at them as human beings because they don't care for nobody. They will let a woman die and a baby die at the same time just because she needed an abort. Me personally, I suffer from ectopic pregnancies. I cannot even think about being pregnant because in this state, I would be left to die. Like, y'all keep saying how much y'all care and how much women matter. And I think only women matter when they can procreate so you can have more slaves to work for y'all. Women's lives don't matter. Babies are being unalived even more because women are not being protected. The education system is being ripped apart and y'all want to pray and your children can barely read. Your children can barely read. You want them to sit silently while the Bible is being read. And they can't even understand that shit because they can't read. Y'all more worried about sports than education. Y'all more worried about God than making sure kids are fed. God would never let children go hungry no matter what the circumstances are, no matter what religion they are, no matter what race they are. That is not God-like. And y'all use God as a fucking crutch. And none of y'all are godly. None of y'all are godly. Y'all use Christianity and y'all use God as a catalyst to do such harmful, violent, inhumane things to people for the sake of what? I'm sorry. Reading all of this stuff and gaining all this information, it can take a toll on a bitch. And sometimes you have to sit and you have to cry. Because I'm watching, I'm reading, I'm observing all this information, and I'm watching this country be ripped apart because of one race feels like no one else deserves anything. And that one race has 1% that feels like they deserve everything. I would think that y'all would be human first. But in order to be human, you have to be empathetic. And to be empathetic, you have to learn, you have to be educated, you have to understand all sides. And I'm not just crying for Democrats, I'm crying for MAGA children, Republican children who are going to suffer as well. It's not just going to be us, it's going to be them too, and their parents are allowing it. Their parents are okay with their children being stupid. They're okay with their children not getting lunch. They're okay with y'all Social Security being cut off, your Medicaid being cut off. You're okay with all of this. 52% of America voted for this man. Y'all voted for somebody that lied to y'all face and is stripping y'all of everything that's going to keep y'all alive in this country. Because y'all refuse to be educated. Y'all refuse to be empathetic. You let your whiteness cover everything. And at the end, that is what's going to keep us down. It's going to take over this country and it's going to drown us. I'm sorry. I can't read no more today. I can't read no more. I just can't. This is why sometimes I have to take breaks, because we've come so far, and just to watch it being destroyed day by day. This man ain't even been in office a full 30 days. He's not even been here a full 30 days. And I got to gather myself because I still have to go to training for work. I still have a regular job. I'm burning myself at both candles. And I know I started this shit. I know I started this. I didn't think it was going to blow up like this. I really didn't think these recaps were going to become anything. But I'm doing my best to try to give y'all the information and trying to read everything. But reading everything sometimes, it literally drains you. Everything that's happening, from potential war to all these outbreaks and viruses attacking us, to food shortages, to housing shortages, to unemployment, to kids losing their lives. It will literally fuck you up retaining all this information. But I'm trying to do it because it's important. I'm trying to do it because I know everybody don't watch the news. I'm not trying to be Aaron Parnas. I'm trying to do what I can with my platform and be responsible with it. I'm trying. Right now, I don't have it in me. I don't have it in me right now. I don't. And so I can't give y'all no more information today. But I just really wish people would be more human and more empathetic. And don't wait till the last minute. You can't change your vote. You can't be mad at everybody now. You can't go to these town halls and act a fool because this is what you asked for. You don't see Democrats at these town halls. These are y'all town halls. These are Republican town halls. This is what y'all did. And now y'all mad. And if y'all would have educated y'allself more, we wouldn't be in this position. We'd be progressing. The things Kamala Harris had set for this country would have taken us out of debt. Your income tax, you would have had $6,000 added to it. A tax increase, an income tax increase for us. Y'all are never going to see those $5,000 surplus checks. Those checks are never going to come. Those are never going to happen. That's just to keep y'all thinking about something while they tear something else down. A bait and switch. Keep y'all mesmerized off of something. Those checks ain't coming. There is no tax release on overtime, on tips, on Social Security. That's not even in the plan. I need y'all to start reading. I need y'all to start reading these plans and understanding actually what y'all getting into. And I really think if Republicans stop listening to everything that comes out of Trump and Elon Musk and y'all and mouths, and y'all just read, y'all pick up and read these bills and read the tax cut and educate yourselves, y'all would see what's happening. Y'all would understand it, and there won't be no backlash, and there wouldn't be no aftermath, and y'all would not be in this position. We told y'all what was going to happen. We told y'all Project 2025 was real, and it wasn't just going to affect minorities and black people. It was going to affect y'all too, because you're middle and you lower class. You are right there with us. Everything that's going to affect us is going to affect you. The bottom line is making this country safe for 1% rich people and white people who hate everybody. And y'all gonna end up draining this country. That's all I got for y'all. I need to go and relax before I have to sit in this meeting and do some training. And whoo, Jesus. Tomorrow is another day. And I will be back with a recap on Monday of what happened Friday, Saturday, and Sunday. But I'm about to go watch something. I'm about to go watch Hocus Pocus. I'm going to put something on that's going to make me happy because I need my man. I need my man. I need my man right now. That's who recharges me. He's at work right now, but he'll be back. And then I can cry to him. Because I hate crying online. I really do, but I really hate crying online. But that just, like, it's a lot to consume. I hope you guys got the information y'all needed today. There is no recap video. I'm sorry. I hope y'all got this information. I'm doing my best. I don't know how the fuck Aaron does it every 5 minutes. I could not do this every 5 minutes, but yeah. Y'all have a good day. Have a great weekend. I may be posting on the weekend, but it won't be about nothing hard. It'll probably be gossip. I need to get some gossip out. I need to start laughing again. But I appreciate it. And, you know, everybody keeps telling me I need to be on TV. I need to be on the national news. Start tagging where y'all think I need to be in these videos, and we'll see what happens. Start tagging where y'all think I should be in my videos, and then we'll see what happens. But remember, the people you tag, I may not align with, and they may not like my mouth. Okay? Y'all have a good day. Stay blessed. Stay safe. Don't buy shit today. Nobody buys anything. Keep y'all asses at home. Okay? All right? See y'all Monday. Bye, peoples. Bye, YouTube. Bye, TikTok.